Good morning. I'm Al Litman, Mayor of Mesquite. As of this morning, we have no new information for you on the presence of COVID-19 in Mesquite. We will get the information to you as soon as we know anything. I want to spend a few minutes with you this morning talking about something that affects nearly every one of us. Frustration with things you can't control, and then provide you with some suggestions you can use to deal with this during these difficult times. Before I do this, please do not worry about something you can control, and that's the lack of bottled water. Most of us lived without bottled water for many years. We survived just fine. As a child, we had a pump in the kitchen, and the water came from a well outside the house. It's what we had, and it worked fine. If you lived in a town or city, you had a tap, one for cold, one for hot. Certainly no filtered system. You survived. I assure you our water is safe to drink. Don't worry. With that said, let me get back to my topic. Be mindful, I'm not here to preach to you, just share some thoughts. Pretty much the same as being said in the morning newspaper I read. There are many instances that occur every day that are just completely out of our control. Loss of a job, a cut in hours, kids suddenly at home, travel plans on hold, and so much more. We worry, we fret, we get frustrated and angry, and we let that fury conquer our day. I used to be like that too. It's so very hard not to be pulled in that direction right now. We know that in past difficult times like this, domestic violence increased, child abuse increased, drug and alcohol use increased as the way of coping. It's not my opinion, it's a verified fact. I refuse to be caught up in these negative behaviors. I used to get all up in arms. Now I watch other people do that while I sit back and wait. Now I see it from the outside and recognize it for what it is, useless. Most of the energy we spend on worrying and frustration is useless. We think by dwelling on a solution, we'll come up with a solution, and sometimes we're right. That is, if it's a situation we have control over. Why am I talking about this? This is a subject I spoke about frequently when I taught psychology and when I worked with families in crisis. To me, it's important if we are to keep our sanity during these trying times. Remember, we will get through this by working together. Whether you're religious or not, you've probably heard the Serenity Prayer or a version of it. It goes like this: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I spend very little time with social media. As I see the days go by, I notice more comments of frustration and anger. You can read between the lines. This week, I want to give you some tools to start feeling better, no matter your level of control. I want to tell you straight out, this is not Dr. Phil talking, just me talking from experience. To begin with, there is very little in life we can control. Accept that. We can choose to stand up and protect ourselves with self-care, or we can let it take us away. As the days pass, we will need to spend extra time helping your friends and family. I will say this again and again. We never had a guarantee life would be fair, so we must deal with what we have in the best ways possible. We will get through this. Say it over and over. We are strong. We are Mesquite strong.